Mr. Devin Romanul.
Hi there. Thanks so much for having me. When folks think of local government, oftentimes we think about paving streets or running a school system or plowing roads, but increasingly local governments across the country are called upon to solve some of the big challenges of our time, such as climate change or income inequality, and yes, dismantling institutional racism. So once we recognize that we are living in a system designed to create racially disparate outcomes, and that we're a part of a multi-century federal, state, local coordinated effort to create those and produce those outcomes, it really focuses the mind to thinking about all city government outcomes through a racial equity lens in pursuit of our higher calling of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So to bring it down to Melrose, I think that I look at a few different policies that have been mentioned tonight, such as hiring. I do a lot of recruiting in my day job for cities around the country, and if we don't have a diverse applicant pool, that's a huge problem. We have to have applicant pools that are reflective of the community that we serve. There have been great ideas elevated tonight, such as stripping away schools or names or resumes to make sure that we don't see biases in there. I take a look at the state's Education Diversity Act of Massachusetts, helping school systems set goals for their workforce. Number two, I take a look at training. I think it's really important to have ongoing implicit bias training for all employees. Number three, I take a look at boards and commissions in our volunteer space, because that is, in fact, the gateway to serving in public office for a lot of folks. And I'd look at Kansas City's Women's Commission, where they shifted the percentage of women participating at commissions from, I think it was 10 or 20% all the way up to 45% in just a couple of years. So I'd really like to see our boards and commissions be reflective of our community. If you can't track the data, then you don't really know what kind of progress you're making. So I'd have a long-term plan, add data benchmarks, and make sure that data is really publicly available. Boston has a really great open source city score software that we can use to put data on the website. Number five, I think Ryan mentioned this earlier, I'd say procurement is a huge we're a big business provider here at the city of Melrose, and so I think we should be looking at an equity lens through all procurement services. I would be in favor of doing an audit for all of our city services to see how different communities interact with the city. Again, teaching of history is so important, and accurate teaching of history that we're seeing as a real hot topic right now. I'd look around at how can we collaborate with other institutions such as MAPC or the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston to look at CDFI investments, to making sure that entrepreneurs have access to capital in an equitable way, and really incubating and nurturing the next generation of entrepreneurs. And I do a lot of racial equity work in my day job on a variety of issues, and I'm excited to work on that here. Thanks so much.
Thank you.